Today we're joined by Samantha CRISTOFORETTI from the European Space Agency. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You've had the opportunity to go to space twice more than most people, I assume. Do you want to talk us through that experience?
Absolutely, yeah. I went to space the first time in 2014. That was on a Russian Soyuz vehicle. And then again, just 8 years later, in 2022, that was on a SpaceX Dragon vehicle. Both times I went to the International Space Station, this amazing home in outer space, where I've spent in total more than a year. But certainly two very different experiences in terms of, I guess, experiencing the space industry that is behind a space flight. The Soyuz is a product of a very traditional state-sponsored, government-led development. Certainly a concept that originates as a vehicle design back in the 70s and has undergone incremental improvements over the years and the decades. SpaceX Dragon is the product of, I'd say, this new space environment in which you have private actors playing an increasing role, producing new products and services that rely on the technologies of the 21st centuries, on the miniaturization of electronics, on IT, on wide use of data, on modern manufacturing techniques, and can really drive down the cost of manufacturing, maximize reusability, and provide, I would say, overall a more comfortable experience for those who have the privilege of flying those vehicles.
For sure, and you touched on it briefly there, the kind of interaction between government things such as yourselves and private companies. What are the challenges, what are the benefits, and how can we optimize that partnerships better?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the chances there, I think, are making use of the power of private companies to innovate, to drive down the cost, to move fast, to adapt, while at the same time using or making use of the experience and the expertise that agencies have accumulated over many years of running space programs. This is something that has been pioneered in the US. In fact, since 2006, that's when the commercial cargo started, when NASA started to rely on private companies like SpaceX and Northrop Grumman to provide services, not so much a product, but a service of transporting cargo goods to the International Space Station. And then that has been replicated also in the transportation of crew. And this is something that we are definitely very interested in exploring also in Europe from the side of the European Space Agency. And in fact, the program that I have the privilege to lead right now is called LEO Cargo Return Service. And it goes very much along the same direction. So giving an opportunity to companies in Europe to partner with us. We provide part of the financing. They have to find private capital for the remaining part. We provide as much as we can guidance and expertise where needed, but then they bring their industrial power of really creating products that we hope are going to be available in a short amount of time, within just a few years, that are going to be affordable and that are going to be competitive in this market of transportation to low Earth orbit. Because, I mean, let's face it, low Earth orbit is definitely transitioning from an era of pure exploration to a time of exploitation, where more and more private actors are present and want to exploit commercial and business opportunities there.
And what are kind of some of these key areas of the space sector that are really ready for investment and why we're all here today, I suppose?
I think that at this time, 2 years into the Ukraine war, it will not escape anyone that the defense sector is going to see quite a surge of demand. It should be really clear to everyone that space is fundamental to our defense capabilities. In fact, you might have an actor, a state actor, who is very powerful, who has overwhelming power in the sea domain, in the air domain, in the land domain. But if an adversary can deny them the availability of their space assets, then all of that superiority goes away, right? you're going to be blind, you're not going to be able to communicate, you're going to be paralyzed in the other domains. And so you're going to see an increasing importance of the space domain in the defense sector, which means that investing in a strong, capable space industry overall will make sure that that industry is also there to respond to that increasing demand for security that we certainly see in Europe. Other domains, I would certainly mention connectivity, right? Everybody knows Starlink, but I don't think that that's the end of the story. I think that there's a lot of room there to think about potential different business model. It certainly must be possible to provide an even better service that is even more performing and easier to use for the end customer. And not to mention the fact that when you think about space, you don't have only to think about what we call the upstream, the actual space assets. But you need to ask yourself, okay, where is a niche, an industry, no matter where across the economy, where a particular application could benefit from the use of a space asset, of space data. That can be, optimized in the supply chain, which is a huge topic nowadays. Maybe that last mile delivery for perishable goods. If you can optimize that, I think that those are important business opportunities, and you can ask yourself, how can I use a space asset to improve that? Anything that really has to do with awareness, real-time, detailed awareness of what's going on anywhere in the world, that is an opportunity for space to make a difference.
Perfect. Sounds great. Sounds like there's lots going on. So I suppose watch this space.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
It's a pleasure
Thank
being
you.
here.